The Emperor's New Clothes. Once upon a time, in a rich and peaceful kingdom, there lived a king who was extremely fond of dressing up. His daily task was to choose clothes, and he was always incredibly excited about new garments. Sometimes he would spend hours admiring himself in the mirror, and sometimes he would change into several different outfits in a single day, which made everyone in the court feel utterly exhausted. This king was determined to show off his extraordinary taste and wisdom. Whenever he wore new clothes, he always had to display them to his courtiers and the public, hoping to receive their admiration and envy. He always wished to be more outstanding than other kings, so he spent all his energy and time on dressing up, completely neglecting the affairs of the state. One day, two strangers arrived at the king's palace. They loudly declared that they were the greatest weavers in the world. The two men were dressed simply, but were full of confidence, claiming that they could weave an extraordinary fabric, a fabric so beautiful that it had a magical property. Only those who were wise could see it, while those who were foolish would be unable to see it. When the king heard this, he was moved and thought, "If this fabric is truly as they say, I can wear these clothes and let everyone know that I am smart. Anyone who can't see them must be foolish." So, he secretly rejoiced in his heart and immediately ordered the two weavers to start making the magical fabric. After receiving the king's command, the two weavers set up a huge loom in the palace. They didn't use any fabric at all, but instead held empty shuttlecocks and silk threads, pretending to weave. Whenever they stopped, they would tell the visiting courtiers, "This fabric will be the most beautiful in the world. It will shine under the light, and be exquisitely delicate. Only those who are wise can see its beauty." Upon hearing this, all the courtiers secretly felt puzzled. "What? Nothing is visible. If I say I can't see it, will others think I am foolish?" The courtiers felt uneasy, so each one pretended to see the beauty of the fabric and praised the weaver's superb skills. One day, the king eagerly came to the weaver's workshop to see the fabric they had made. He walked in and saw the two weavers working busily, holding empty shuttlecocks, with nothing in the air. But he thought to himself, "If I say I can't see this fabric, people will think I am foolish and unfit to be king. I can't let others laugh at me." So, the king also pretended to see the beautiful fabric. "This is truly beautiful," the king exclaimed, and decided to immediately have a tailor make him new clothes. He even eagerly ordered all the palace officials to come and see this magical outfit. So, every courtier and official in the palace was summoned, and they all walked into the weaver's workshop. Each person clearly knew they couldn't see anything, but none dared to speak up, for if they said they couldn't see it, they would be considered foolish, possibly lose their jobs, and even be punished by the king. Therefore each person carefully said, "Ah, this fabric is truly beautiful, it shines brilliantly. The king will look very majestic wearing such clothes." After hearing everyone's praise, the king felt even more pleased with himself, and he was very satisfied with the wise image he had in the eyes of the officials. He decided to wear this outfit and make a grand appearance in a national parade. So the king put on his new clothes and walked out of the palace, heading toward the street. As he walked, he held his head high and his heart was full of joy, expecting all the people to cheer for him. However, when the people on the street saw the king approaching, they all lowered their heads and whispered to each other. They all knew the king was not wearing any clothes at all. He was running around naked. But no one dared to speak up, as everyone was afraid of being considered foolish. At that moment, a little boy standing in the crowd suddenly blurted out, "Poor king! He's not wearing anything." The shout cut through the silence like a bolt of lightning. As soon as the boy spoke, people on the street began to laugh softly. Everyone then realized that they had all been deceived. They had been pretending to see the king's clothes, but had never truly noticed that he was naked. When the king heard the laughter, his face instantly turned as red as fire. He knew that he had been tricked, but it was too late to turn back. He could only continue walking along the road with a stiff upper lip. From then on, the king no longer easily believed exaggerated words, nor did he remain obsessed with superficial vanity. He began to pay attention to his country, cared about the well-being of the people, and learned humility and honesty from this experience. This story is not only about the king's vanity and deception, but also a fable about how people, under the pressure of the crowd, choose to remain silent and fear the truth. The little boy's frankness reminds us, speaking the truth courageously, even in the most difficult times, can bring light.